So I saw Obsession not so long ago and I can't stop thinking about it. How fitting. It's a new recent horror film that has so many mysterious and theory-friendly parts that it's so fun to think about, while also conveying the real danger of the nice guy, as Bear Bailey literally wishes his friend and crush Nikki Freeman would love him more than anyone in the world. Directed by Curry Barker and starring Michael Johnston, Inde Navarrette, Cooper Tomlinson and Megan Lawless, Obsession has taken the world by storm, grossing over $440 million on a $750,000 budget, making it one of the most profitable films of all time. Today I wanted to talk about one of the most eye-catching parts of the film, which also just so happens to be quite thematic, the costume design of Nikki Freeman. So let's talk about Nikki's costumes, as designed by Blair James, who from the outset wanted to capture the feeling of Gen Z via her costume design on this film. Nikki is an interesting character from the perspective that we never really get to truly know her, the real her I mean, before Bear makes his wish. And as such, we only get to know one outfit of Nikki's normal wardrobe, one outfit to tell us who she is before we lose her. And from then on, her clothes stop representing Nikki's personality, and the wish forces her to dress more to appeal to Bear. The real Nikki. From what we see of her during trivia night, the real Nikki is a calm, cool woman with dreams of becoming a writer. She teases her friends and she's generally a fun and noble person to be around from what we can see, and she's definitely a very good friend to Bear. Her first outfit is kind of a soft grunge aesthetic. There are many layers to this. It consists of a vintage oversized Gap denim jacket, layered over a white and grey top, and a grey cardigan with black piping, paired with navy shorts and Steve Madden moto boots, accompanied with a red purse. And is regarded by designer Blair James as the most important outfit in the film, as it's the only glimpse we get to see of the original Nikki's dress sense. She had one chance to show us who she is, and thus, the real Nikki dresses in plenty of cool tones to contrast against the Wish Nikki's use of red in her primary outfits, instead of just accessories, such as the red purse, which foreshadowed what was to come. Her pre-wish outfit is very casual and shows she is unafraid to just dress as her authentic self, and thus this is the most relaxed she looks in her clothes. Blair wanted to make her feel relatable and grounded so that the audience could maintain a connection to her as the shift happened. Nikki enjoys her necklaces as well, with most of her looks in this film having them, and she starts this one off with a double-layered pendant necklace. Overall, this look set the scene for the sheer juxtaposition of the real Nikki's outfit compared to the Wish Nikki's much more revealing and colourful outfits that we're about to dive into. The red dress. After Bear makes his truly awful wish with the One Wish Willow, the personality change within Nikki occurs like flipping a switch, and after a problematic first night together, Nikki comes to visit Bear in the evening. Not gonna lie, it was quite chilling to see her become part of the background, staring at him through the window, and then moving. Oh, that just startled me in the first viewing. Now, when she turns up, she's in a glamorous red dress, which ties into the usage of colour theory when designing these costumes. Blair intended this to be a truly jarring change for Nikki, to go with the Wish personality that had taken over, with the full intention in mind to dress for Bear. Technically, it's an LPA red off-shoulder tie A-line mini dress, try saying that when you're drunk, that Blair managed to get from a Goodwill for a bargain. Also, it's important to highlight the use of shadow and lighting in this scene, as look at the way the pinprick lights shine in her eyes, and on her new necklace, the single pendant. The look itself is so much more exposing and vulnerable when compared to her first true style. The Wish Nikki is styling herself in a much more feminine manner. This is the point where Nikki has started dressing to become the object of Bear's desires, as opposed to dressing for herself as she confesses her forced feelings for Bear to him. Montage outfits. We enter the montage of the honeymoon period of their relationship, where Nikki and Bear seem to have a loving relationship, though it's quite clear that Bear gradually begins to take Nikki more and more for granted, as her attempts at continued love are met with slight disinterest. You literally asked for this, bro! Throughout the montage, we see Nikki wearing comfy items like cardigans, sweaters, and Blair's personal favourite outfit for Nikki, the red headband and coloured sweater. All of these hugely contrast with the Nikki we saw in the first scene. Even though these clothes are similarly relaxed, they're relaxed in a different way, as she seems to dress more conservatively now that she's Bear's girlfriend, and that's very much the intention that Blair wanted to get across. She continues to dress in a more coordinated, organised way that is entirely at odds with what we saw in the first scene, as now she is physically reconstructing herself and her image into the image of the person she believes Bear wants her to be. The wish Nikki's entire identity has been forcibly geared around loving Bear, and we can see that in the outfits. The dinner date. Eventually we reach the infamous dinner date scene, and we have Wish Nikki's new outfit, which Blair used to sow the seeds of Wish Nikki attempting to make herself subtly look like Sarah, with the knowledge of Sarah's crush on Bear having already translated into a threat in her mind.
I really wanted to hit home that this possessed version of Nikki would do anything for Bear to love her. That included starting to look like Sarah so that Bear would like her more. This costume, this one she wears in the scene, I actually directly correlated it to Sarah's first costume at trivia night. Not only did I put them in the same color palette and kind of somewhat similar shapes, I also switched Indy to gold just for this scene. She wears silver for the whole movie, but I put her in gold for this scene with that bee necklace because Nikki's silver and Sarah's gold. And so for this scene, I wanted Nikki to wear gold so that like it was kind of this underlining tiny little Easter egg of her trying to slowly become Sarah.
The gold being the initial bee necklace, which is quite a thing that couples do, I guess. I mean, it's very sentimental, but in this context, it's not quite so endearing, given the gold is inspired by Sarah and the bee would symbolize her belonging to Bear when she doesn't, not at all, not genuinely anyway. And all this because Wish Nikki thinks it may help Bear love her more, given the cracks of his disinterest were already beginning to show, and this is where the cracks in her psyche begin to give way, with the infamous "we were having a nice date" scene, where she breaks down after being caught in a lie that she made to secure Bear's attention, which of course was caused by Bear making the wish in the first place. The bedroom. This is not so much an outfit feature as it is more of a recognition of the craft behind the horror. But the bedroom scene after Bear basically dances over the line of irredeemability has some of the most terrifying acting and visual styling I've seen in a long time, and it's so subtle too. Nikki is primarily wearing Bear's cardigan, which Blair James brought in a larger size for this scene so that it would properly dwarf Indy and give her a more elongated silhouette, which with how she moves adds to the creepy factor. And when she has her breakdown over Bear not loving her as much as her loving him, they applied makeup to her face to trigger the uncanny valley. And boy oh boy does it work to a great effect, along with the fact that Nikki's mouth does not move correctly. It is horrifying, but it's also subtle, so it's just ooky spooky. But awesome from a production standpoint. The morning after. I only just noticed that she was pretending to read the book upside down. That's such a good little detail. This movie is so full of great little details. But Nikki wears a simple pale top off-shoulder and grey shorts along with white socks in this phase of the movie. Of course, we're heading to a point where Wish Nikki is losing the ability to take care of her body, so by the time that Bear gets back from work and fails to cancel the wish, and hearing that real Nikki is currently in a realm of eternal suffering because of him, he discovers that Wish Nikki has soiled herself and her outfit, having not moved in roughly 8 hours. A leading theory is that real Nikki, who at this point is a victim of abuse, was exerting what control of her body she could and attempted to make the body undesirable. Because at that point, yeah, Bear was an abuser. No doubt about it. Ian's party. The outfit that Wish Nikki wears to Ian's party is the biggest departure yet from the girl we saw at the beginning of the movie. In this scene, she's now wearing the very popular Princess Polly Xylo mesh halter top red zebra, along with some leather shorts and Calvin Klein knee-high boots, abandoning the sweet and cute styled aesthetic she had before and going for something way more revealing.
I originally pitched to Curry that she would wear this tiny top with really baggy low-rise jeans. While I was working on the film and we were in pre-production, I was hanging out with a couple of my guy friends, and one of my guy friends said, you know, I think it's really hot when girls wear those little tiny shorts. And I was like, the male gaze. The little shorts with the top, it's way more jarring, it's way more obvious, and it's exactly what she thinks will appeal to Bear.
Naturally, the outfit also has the darker shades like the black stripes and black shorts alongside the red, as if giving us a visual reference to Nikki's mental state and the level of threat that she perceives Sarah to be. She still has that full-on red, much like her red dress, showing how she's still infatuated with Bear, but plenty of black, which has now been added to it, as if to say the darkness is truly coming in now as her mental stability rapidly goes down the toilet. As such, she is now wearing a swirl necklace, which, as Blair has said, is symbolism for Nikki spiraling out of control, and it could also represent the conflicts of both Nikkis. And in this very scene, the real her manages to take control back for a bit, to the extent where she attempted to kill herself at the party by smashing her face with a glass bottle, but she is stopped by Wish Nikki, and probably stopped by her from hitting anything critical. It is truly a testament to just how much suffering that real Nikki is enduring here. And as a result, the stylistic theme of red for Wish Nikki becomes permanent, as she is stained with blood on her face for the rest of the film. Even her following bedroom outfit becomes stained with red through Sarah's blood after she kills her in a particularly gruesome way, after Sarah nearly confesses her feelings to Bear after luring him out to a park at 3 AM, which is quite dim, Sarah, you saw how she was behaving. Oh boy. The end game of this film comes around after Bear leaves Nikki to hide Sarah's body, and upon his return to try and convince Nikki to cancel the wish via the One Wish Willow, he comes upon an even more disturbing discovery. That Nikki has stripped the clothes of Sarah's body and has started wearing them, and has cut her hair in order to resemble Sarah's, and has attempted to replicate her tattoos all over her while attempting to smoke rapidly as someone who has clearly never smoked before. The poor girl is a confused, unhinged mess. Well done, Bear. This is what you wanted, right? The dress, of course, required Blair to find something that worked on both Inde Navarrette and Sarah's actress Megan Lawless, and so the one they went with was a purple flower dress, the Defiant Love mini dress from Doll's Kill, and it looked sublime, even though it did straight up look black. But still, darkness is a colour. It's a very fitting outfit as it gels well with Sarah's style, but this is the ultimate symbol of Wish Nikki trying to be the object of Bear's desires. She believes that Sarah is what he wants, so she must become Sarah, acting in extreme desperation to make him love her. The dress looks near entirely monochrome in the lighting too. It's really incredibly well done, this entire sequence, and is even adjusted to make Nikki's drawn-on replication of Sarah's tattoos more visible. And of course, when Bear kills himself, even though he tried to change his wretched mind, real Nikki was set free, and this is what she was brought back to. Virtually hell incarnate. And the fun-loving, ambitious girl we saw at the start may be back physically, but as a result of Bear's manipulation, she's well and truly gone mentally. Ultimately, the outfits of Nikki Freeman truly make for a rather depressing journey. She begins the story dressing for herself, putting forth her own casual individual style, before Bear takes her autonomy from her. And with that, she is unable to wear clothes for herself anymore. She is driven by what she thinks Bear wants, the insecurity driven by Sarah's presence, and this impossible idea of what Nikki believes that she needs to become in order to be loved. The person that the original outfit represents never comes back even when the real Nikki does, because Bear well and truly broke her and stole her life away from her, and her journey from cool blues to aggressive red to a simple purple black shows that tragic journey of ruination. Joyful movie, I know. I can't help but really like it though. I'm going to encourage you to watch all the videos on Blair's TikTok account for her own perspectives on creating the costumes for all the characters in the movie, as she gives detailed breakdowns for not just Nikki, but Bear, Sarah and Ian. Obviously, I didn't just want to steal all their footage, so all the sources for this video are in the description below. It's such a simple story with so many thematic layers to it that you just can't help but want to dive into it more and more, and it's created this expansive world which, whilst not doing much with it, intentionally I might add, fills you with all sorts of questions like the One Wish Willow. How does that function in society? Why isn't everything completely mad? You've no doubt watched it already, but I've just got to say, it really is fantastic, isn't it? But yes, until next time, see ya!